Hey, what's up, stock compounders? Brad here. So today I want to talk about Nikola stock, okay? Now Nikola just filed its first quarterly report as a public company, all right? Now this article crossed my desk from Reddit. The entirety of Nikola's 36,000 quarterly revenue was from solar panel installation for executive chairman Trevor Milton. Trevor Milton was the former CEO when the company was acquired by Vecto IQ through a reverse merger. The CEO reins were handed off. Now, I think as investors, it's just as important, maybe even more important, to study what not to do in investing as it is to study, what to do, what intelligent investing is. So let's take a look at Nikola. So Nikola, before this reverse merger with Vecto IQ, was valued at $3.3 billion. Now, bear in mind that valuation was based on management's projected revenue numbers, 3, 4, 5 years into the future. Okay, 3.3 billion. Currently, the market cap is just about 14 billion. Okay, so it's up more than 4 times since that reverse merger happened. Just what feels like a few weeks ago, might have been a month ago, maybe a little bit more. Of course, the stock price right now it's around 36. It got as high as $94 per share. That gives it a market cap around 36 billion. Okay. Which is really big actually for an auto company. It's bigger than Ford. Now, of course, this quarterly revenue that was just disclosed, the company didn't anticipate having any revenue until next year, 2021. But the fact that they're claiming revenue on a solar installation for the executive chairman, the former CEO, that's such a red flag to me, guys. That screams financial shenanigans to me, and that doesn't bode well for the future of this company in my mind. I'm having images of Elizabeth Holmes right now with Theranos. So I wanted to make this video as a public service announcement, as an investor service announcement. There's so many things about Nikola right now that are just screaming red flags to me. The CEO stepping down, claiming this latest solar panel installation as revenue. Some of these images that they put out recently about their plant in Germany for manufacturing these electric trucks. Clearly computer graphic rendered images, not actual images of a factory that's in existence. So, not only are they not producing trucks right now, they're not manufacturing anything. It doesn't even seem like they have a facility to manufacture these trucks. So, I don't know, guys. It screams a pyramid scheme to me. And, I hope I'm wrong, because there are a ton of investors on Robinhood and other platforms who have been buying Nikola, hoping it's maybe the next Tesla. But, it's just, there's so many red flags. So there's a lot of people who compare Nikola to Tesla. Let's talk about this. For comparison, Tesla was founded in 2003, okay? 5 years later, the original Tesla Roadster was on sale, okay? 5 years from the company founding, they had a car. They had an electric car on sale. And then they didn't IPO until 2 years after that. So 7 years after the company was founded. And of course, Elon Musk had a pretty solid track record of growing successful businesses. Obviously, he was part of PayPal. I mean, right now he's a serial entrepreneur, SpaceX. You know, he's a great entrepreneur, clearly. He's got a lot under his belt in terms of building and growing businesses. Now, Nikola Motors was founded in 2004, just a year after Tesla, okay, by Trevor Milton. You know, no real business education and no product to speak of. You know, where is the truck? You know, founded in 2004, it's 2020 now, 16 years. Where are the products? So can Nikola be the next Tesla? Maybe. I mean, anything can happen. But all we have to go on as investors is, you know, what's happened, looking back at history. And I don't see any value produced by Trevor Milton or, you know, the management team at Nikola. There's nothing to sink my teeth into on this, and you know that's highly concerning. I think there's a very low likelihood that this plays out well for investors. And you know, I'm going on the record here on my YouTube channel saying I think investors in Nikola are going to lose all of their money that they have invested in Nikola stock. Now, I'm not an investment advisor. This is not financial advice. There's nothing in this deal that's compelling to me. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see more companies out there who are taking an industry like the trucking industry that's, you know, incredibly fossil fuel intensive, very dirty, very polluting. I'd love to see more companies succeed in that industry and you know, make it more sustainable in terms of trucking products around the world. But I don't think this is it, guys. And I get, like I've said in a previous video, you know, I think electric transportation is going to be a rapidly growing industry. But like I mentioned in the Q&A the other day, you know, in early 1900s, there were like 3,000 auto manufacturers in the U.S., okay? Thousands of auto manufacturers in the U.S. And there were all these investors who were looking at that industry like, oh man, this industry is going to take off. It's going to boom. And they were right. The industry did take off. But what they were wrong about was that they could invest in any of these auto companies and do well. They were very wrong about that because the industry consolidated, and there were about 3 winners that came out of you know, out of the 1920s, 1930s. So keep that in mind with the electric vehicle industry. The same thing happened with the internet, with search browsers. There were a ton of internet companies in the late 90s. And, you know, if you look at the graveyard of industry companies after the dot-com bubble, it's enormous, an enormous graveyard of internet companies. And the vast majority of investors who invested in internet companies lost all of their money. So, you know, I see a parallel here with the electric vehicle industry that's really booming right now. And, you know, all of these investors looking, okay, what electric vehicle companies can I invest in? Because obviously this industry is going somewhere. But it's really important to keep in mind that even though an industry can boom, it's really difficult to identify who the winners are going to be out of that emerging sector. So, you know, it would be easy to say Tesla is going to be a winner out of that industry because of what they've done. Clearly, they've had a ton of success thus far. and they have such a lead over all of the other auto manufacturers in terms of building great electric cars. But of course, the issue with Tesla is how expensive it is. The price of the stock compared to what those shares are actually worth, in my mind, are quite disconnected at the moment. But I encourage you, I get that it's compelling to invest in the electric vehicle industry. I encourage you to have some patience with that. I think we can wait a number of years to see who the more likely winners are going to be, and still do well at that point. We don't need to buy Facebook in 2004, okay? We don't need to get in right in the IPO. We can wait, see how things shake out a little bit, and get in at a point where there's much less risk of losing all of our money. And there's still a lot of upside ahead. So that would be my encouragement to you guys. And if you have anything you want to share with me about Nikola, I am so open to learning where, what I'm not seeing, or where I might be wrong in my analysis, in my assessment of Nikola. So please leave me a comment if you agree or if you disagree. I want to be surrounded by people who are on both ends, because that's really how I grow and learn and challenge my existing assumptions and biases and all of those things that can get in the way of doing well as an investor. So I will leave you guys with that. Let me know your thoughts on Nikola, and stay safe out there. It's a scary time there's so many different forces right now in the markets pulling us in emotional ways, and it's hard to stay rational, particularly now when there's so much uncertainty and so much exuberance and everything that's happening. So stay rational. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.